You're listening to the Better Relationships After Baby podcast, where I believe your relationship can be stronger than ever after having a baby. It just takes tools, conversation, and support to help you get there. I'm Chelsea Skaggs, certified life and relationship coach, mom of two, and survivor and thriver of tough relationship challenges after babies. I'm committed to helping couples just like you improve your communication skills, connection points, and personal confidence so that you can have the life and family you've always dreamt of. Now, let's get to today's episode. Have you ever felt like you just cannot handle another person touching you? Whether it's your baby needing to be held constantly, a toddler climbing all over you, or even your partner seeking affection. Feeling touched the fuck out is an experience many moms know all too well. This sensation is not just about your physical touch. It's a mental and emotional and physical overload that can leave you feeling utterly drained. When our nervous system is overwhelmed by constant demands, it's no wonder we might feel irritable, exhausted, and desperate for some personal space. It's important to remember that feeling this way is nothing to be embarrassed about, okay? Mama, you are not a bad mom, a bad partner. You're not broken. You're normal. You're not alone. And there are ways to address and minimize the impact of touch out so that you can enjoy more of your life with your family. That's what we're going to be talking about today because I have been there. Every time I'm working with a new mom or even a mom who has kids a couple years older, this topic comes up, and it comes up when I'm working with couples too, and there is maybe a disagreement in the amount of intimacy they should be sharing, or there is sadness or resentment around intimacy, and we have to address this issue of touch out. So let's do that. According to a study published in the Journal of Perinatal Education, nearly 60% of moms reported feeling overwhelmed by physical contact with their baby and other family members. And honestly, just from anecdotal conversations, I would say that this is more than 60%. That feels like a really low number to me based on the conversations I have, but maybe I'm just not talking to the people who love having their body needed and pulled and sucked and grappled all the time. I don't know. Maybe those people just aren't coming to me, but if I were just to base it off the conversations I have, this would be more than 60%. The clinical psychologist, Dr. Laura Markham, explains that this constant need for physical touch can overstimulate a mother's nervous system, leading to feelings of anxiety and irritability. And I am not an expert in neurodivergence, so I want to put that out there. But I do know that if you are someone who has neurodivergence, this might have an even greater impact on stimulation and the nervous system. We have people who are, maybe you have sensory processing disorder or just an accentuated experience with touch. So this is going to be different for everybody. And maybe it doesn't impact everybody, but I think it impacts a lot of moms and in different ways and in different seasons. But it's a reality that most of us do not have any other time in our life where we kind of lose that autonomy and our bodies are needed. Even those people who love physical touch can just get touched out. It can be a lot, and it can make us upset and bitter or irritable in other areas of our life. So again, we want to normalize this, and we also want to talk about what you can do to get into a place where you're not as touched out and it's not causing as much irritability and disconnect. So we want to have some solutions today. We want to normalize this. I want you to be able to walk away and say, I think I can identify some of the reasons this is happening for me, some of the factors, and I have some solutions on how to address that. So that is the goal of this podcast. This is a great episode to share with your partner and let them hear from an outside perspective what could be going on and give you both some language to talk through. And if you have an aha moment or a moment where you feel a little stuck or frustrated in trying to figure out what's going on for you, or you just want to improve your relationship with yourself and or your partner, then maybe this episode will bring up for you some ideas around coaching that could support you and help you. So let's look at a couple of things that happen here. The experience of feeling touched out can be exacerbated, again, by that loss of body autonomy, especially for breastfeeding moms who your body is being utilized in a whole different way. A 2019 survey by the International Journal of Environmental Research in Public Health found that 45% of breastfeeding mothers reported feelings of discomfort and loss of control over their bodies. Research from the Journal of Marriage and Family is showing how this has an impact on relationships. It indicated that physical and emotional exhaustion from parenting can significantly impact the relationship satisfaction, leading to increased tension and arguments between partners. So not only is this something that, mom, you probably are going through in your own journey of, when do I have time for myself? Is my body still mine? I am constantly needed and it is exhausting and it's draining. We also see this impact on relationship where this can be one of the factors that leads to more arguments, more tension, more resentment. So we want to get to the core of that as much as possible so that you and your partner can have productive conversations and find ways to continue growing and supporting one another. One of my favorite leaders in this space, she actually has an incredible TED Talk on the term matrescence. If you've never watched that TED Talk, you can just Google Dr. Alexandra Sachs matrescence TED Talk. But she is a reproductive psychiatrist, and on this topic, she says, touch overload is a real phenomenon that affects many mothers. It is important for partners to understand this and support moms in finding ways to manage their need for personal space. So if you felt like I just need some space to myself or I just need some time to myself, this is true. Listen to that. Validate that. It's all okay. I experienced touch out with both of my kids, and I had two very different experiences with how my body was being needed and utilized as a new mom in both situations. The first was a ferocious breastfeeder who could not be put down for long, hardly slept unless attached to my body, and just really was a very difficult baby. He did not sleep for long stretches of time. We did a ton of contact napping, and this made it difficult for me to even feel like I could take some time away or that my body was ever mine. With my second, I was exclusively pumping on top of taking care of a toddler and a baby. And I remember even the pump made me feel touched out. Both times, there was this huge impact on my sense of body autonomy. It felt like my own body was out of my control. It literally just felt like it was a tool or a resource for other people. And I didn't want any contact that felt, quote unquote, unnecessary or, not reaching a certain survival need. And this sometimes included physical contact with my husband. Like I would be like, ugh, like, that reaction you have when you're like, ugh. And it's not like, babe, I don't love you. It's like, I cannot withstand anyone else touching or needing my body. This period, as many of you are experiencing or have experienced, was incredibly challenging. And this was a strain on our relationship, especially when I could not explain what was going on. And those reactions, those feelings and sounds that I made at first and for a while, I think felt like rejection to my husband, felt like I was rejecting him, felt like I was kind of trading in taking care of the kids all day and not having energy and time for him, where for me, it felt very, very much like, okay, as an adult, you don't need my body for survival in the ways that these little babies do. And that doesn't mean I don't love you and I don't have care and love and respect and admiration for you, but also like I cannot imagine another minute of being needed and having my body touched. So we'll talk about some solutions here, but these are all things that helped me, what I'm sharing with you, and things that I talk to my clients about. We have to find the right mix of being able to show up for your family the way you want to, but also being able to show up for you and connect with yourself and your body so that you can feel like a human. When we are in the throes of our bodies being needed and our attention going in every direction, sometimes we don't even feel human. It just feels like we are a robot / milk cow, a robotic milk cow. There's probably a better metaphor out there or example. So send that to me in the DMs if you come up with something better for that. But to manage being touched out and the effect on the way you think about yourself and your patience versus irritability and your desire to show up and connect versus retract and the relationship strain that you're feeling, let's go through some practical steps. First thing, mama, this is the ball in your court. You have to find some ways to reconnect with your own body, to feel human, and to remember that that body is yours. This is going to look different for everyone. So with my clients, we're, going through this on a very personal level. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. These may hit and resonate for you, or you might need to do some more digging on your own or with me in a coaching session to figure out what this is for you. But one way is just mirror work, which is spending a few minutes each day just stopping in front of the mirror, affirming your body, appreciating its strength and resilience, seeing all the things that it has done. I used to do this and I would just lock my door, stand naked in front of my mirror and go from head to toe. Oh, this brain really is very creative and wise, and it comes up with solutions for people and it supports people and it comes up with creative ideas. This mouth speaks words of love to my family, and it is my voice that I use to advocate and to speak up about things. When you just go all the way down from head to toe and see yourself in as many aspects as you possibly can, to remove that idea that you are, just something to be utilized by other people. Another thing is some kind of movement that feels good. So this could be a dance class or doing some daily yoga, but some kind of physical activity that focuses on your own movement and enjoyment can help you reclaim that sense of autonomy over your body. Again, for some people, this is like yoga. For some people, it's breath work. For some people, it's learning how to pole dance as a 30-year-old mom of 2. This is different for everyone. I have a couple of friends that are really enjoying hip hop and routine dance classes right now as moms. And it's just not about being great, not about being the best at something, but about feeling your body in a different way. Another part of this journey is figuring out ways to communicate with your partner, explaining how you're feeling and why you need more space. If we just say something like, "Oh, don't touch me," that is how we feel on the surface level, right? And that is how that sometimes comes out, and that is then sometimes received as hurtful or disconnected, from our partners. Whereas really what's going on is babe, I love you and I haven't had a second to myself. Babe, I love you, but my nervous system is so overstimulated, I cannot sustain any more touch right now. Encourage your partner to step in and give you more breaks, especially if you have a clingy baby. I know that it's hard to step away and hear a baby cry, or to know that, maybe dad has the baby and you could fix the problem in 10 seconds by either whipping out your boob to breastfeed or putting them up in the carrier with you. But if you need that time and space, it is vital that you take it, even if it leaves some discomfort. Letting your partner know that it's okay for them to find their way of comforting baby, that it's okay for baby to be upset for a little while, but you have got to take the time for that and know why it's important. This might also sound like, babe, because I want to be a patient mom, I need 20 minutes when you get home from work to not be needed by anyone. This is especially true for stay-at-home moms who are providing the bulk of the childcare and the home care. You need a transition period too. If you do not have a transition period, you're probably driving yourself nuts. So this might be, again, babe, when you get home, because I want us to have fun together as a family, because I want to be patient after a long day with the kids, I need 20 minutes to reconnect with myself. Find those things that are going to have a big impact and make them a priority. It's okay to set boundaries with your children and your partner. It's okay to say no and take time for yourself. If getting out of the house feels like too big of a lift right now, that's okay. Create a personal retreat space in your home. Maybe this is a closet, or maybe this is a corner of your bedroom, but a place where you can go recharge, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. I have a cute chair that I keep in the corner of my office. It's where I meditate. It's where I sit to journal now and then. It is just a space that the family has kind of seen. If I'm in that place, it means I'm taking some time to myself. Of course, a baby's not going to see that and recognize that and understand that. But we're setting these boundaries and we're setting aside this space as a way to be able to keep showing up for those around us. And then as a couple, we want to find ways to show love and affection beyond physical touch if right now that's feeling too overwhelming. Or maybe it's that you need other connection points before you feel good about physical touch. So those could be things like quality time, acts of service, words of affirmation. Spend time together doing activities you both enjoy without the pressure of physical intimacy. A study from the Journal of Marriage and Family Therapy shows that couples who spend at least 15 minutes a day focusing on each other's emotional needs report higher levels of relationship satisfaction. And this is like, put your phones down, make eye contact if you can, ask open-ended questions, maybe ask, like if you want a back rub or a light touch, that's fine. If not, that's okay too. Communicate those things and remind your partner that it's not out of acceptance or rejection. It's you in the midst of a lot of mind and body and soul changes, and you're kind of getting to know yourself again. And it's okay if you are not in the same place physically as you have been in other seasons. Now, I also recognize that that can be hard for partners who really value physical touch. And so on a case-by-case basis, I do work with couples on what to do about that and with that and how to find ways to make both partners feel satisfied and connected. But for the sake of this, we're just talking about the touch out and the impact that this can have. Maybe it's small gestures of kindness and support that can strengthen your bond. Acts of service can be a really powerful way to show love and appreciation. Maybe if your partner says, "How can I help?" you let them know something that they can take off of your plate so that you can go sit in your closet or your chair in the corner for 10 to 15 minutes and reconnect with yourself, and then be able to show up with the family feeling more whole and more human. And if you're a words of affirmation person, teach your partner that too. Expressing appreciation and love through words can be incredibly meaningful. So if you need more of that, ask for it. We can't expect our partners to read our minds, especially when so many factors in our lives are changing. So this is your reminder that you get to teach people how to love you well. If you want to re-engage physically, but you find that touch out is too overwhelming. So I talk to a lot of moms who are like, I really want to have sex again. Like, I really want to enjoy sex. I really want to be intimate with my partner. And I know that my partner is missing this. What can I do? That's a great place to be, that you're like recognizing this desire and you want to connect. And so let's think about that. Reconnecting with your own body first is going to be so huge. ensuring that you feel comfortable and in control of your body before engaging in intimacy. This might involve solo activities that help you feel grounded and in touch with yourself. This could be, again, breath work, meditation, yoga, dance. It could even be masturbation. If you want to get back into the place where that kind of physical touch feels good, you maybe just have to do it in a less stressful environment and kind of just reawaken, right? Like reawaken that part of yourself or your body, or, teach your partner how to be really slow with that as you're re-engaging. Getting back into sex after baby is a huge topic. I actually created an entire course on getting back in the sack after having a baby because it's big. It's a lot. And yet it's a journey that so many couples are on. And it's okay to talk about having small, non-demanding touches that can gradually build up to more physical impact. But no, like, what is it that makes you feel good and connected in your body? What makes you feel human? What makes you feel like there are aspects of you that go beyond being tugged and pulled and sucked and spit up on and all of those things that come with having a baby? Again, this is a very personal journey, and I help a lot of couples figure this out. I'd be happy to help you through that too. If this is, awakening a desire and a goal and intention for you in your relationship. But feeling touched out is a really common experience for many new moms, but it doesn't have to take over your life or your relationships. Taking those steps to reconnect with your own body, communicating effectively with your partner, and finding new ways to express love can help you to navigate this time with greater ease. And that's what I want for you. Not that it's going to be picture perfect, but that there's more ease and less stress. If you're looking for more personalized support, one, I invite you to download our Relationship Jumpstart bundle that I have in the bio link. This is just some easy conversation starters, at-home date nights, ways to connect with the different love languages, just kind of get back into a place of connection again, or reach out for a consultation call, because together we can then create an action plan tailored to your needs, your desires, your roadblocks, and helping you to build a stronger connection with yourself and your journey. All right, remember, you're not alone, you're not broken. This is a messy, messy journey, and chances are you're doing a really damn good job. And with the right strategies and support, you can find more joy and balance in your life. Take care, mamas. I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this episode, I would be so grateful if you take a minute to help spread the word. As a small business owner, shares and reviews go a long way. So share this episode with a friend, share it on your social media, and please leave a review if you haven't done so. This helps these messages get to more mamas, and you guys, that's how we change the world.